on our Google Hangout tonight featuring the arts and humanities. We have a few Duke students here, including myself, that are going to be talking about some of the things that we're involved in on campus and just letting you know all the opportunities in the arts and humanities. My name is Sarah Hass, and I'll be moderating this conversation. I'm a senior here at Duke, and I'm majoring in women's studies and minoring in education and Arabic. In the year of my junior summer, I did a humanities research, and I got a grant through a library fund and was able to travel and do some interviewing and some research, and I can talk more about that. And I also manage the Duke student social media accounts. And now I'm going to have the rest of the Duke students introduce themselves. Patience, do you want to start with you?
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Patience Wall. I'm class 2015 public policy major here at Duke. During my time here, I've studied music, education, in those sections of the humanities. And during the semester, I'm only focused on like exploring music as an artist, and also I've been taking a lot of dance classes as well and hip hop. So I'm willing to speak with anyone about that or record label opportunities on campus.
Connor?
All right, my name is Connor. I'm also class of 2015. I'm actually a computer science major, but I come from a theater background, so that's kind of how I got my interest in the arts. I'm interested in all intersections of entertainment and technology. So last summer I lived in LA, got a couple internships through a Duke professor I know very well, and I worked part-time at Paramount doing a lot of script development work. And I also work part-time at this motion graphic company, kind of coding their, I guess their animation engine is probably the best way to put it. So I'm really interested in film and entertainment, so if you have questions for me about that, I'm interested to hear them. And I'm computer science major, visual media studies minor.
Awesome, thanks. Lisa?
Hi guys, so my name is Heisi Young. I am a freshman at Duke. I'm thinking of being an ICS major, which is International Comparative Studies, and it's kind of like international relations, but you kind of pick like a region of the world that you focus in on, and so I'm probably going to focus in on Europe. Outside of school, I do a lot of stuff with the social media, like the Instagram and the Tumblr page, but I also have 2 fashion internships that are outside of Duke, so very like into that world, but it's a little bit separate from what Duke offers. So.
Great, thank you everybody. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is the Google Hangout for Arts and Humanities, and we have 3 seniors and a first-year student here to answer any of your questions. And we actually just had a question come in from Luke, thank you. His question is, how competitive are extracurricular music opportunities like ensembles, a cappella groups, etc.? And Patience, would you like to comment on that?
Okay, yeah, sure. During my sophomore year, I auditioned for acapella group. A lot of people turn out for acapella auditions on campus if you're interested in anything like that. And so I think in a way it's kind of competitive depending on which group you want to be in. I know especially for guys, since we have a limited number of guy groups, that's pretty competitive to be like a pitchfork if you're interested in that. As far as music ensembles, I know I have a lot of friends who are in Duke Symphony. An orchestra, and I don't think they had too much of a hard time getting in. I think you just have to know that you're confident in your skills and being confident going out into auditions. And as far as choir goes, they have chapel choir, but also choir and ensemble. And a lot of people that I know have enjoyed it, but I don't think they're necessarily too difficult as long as you're confident in your ability. And I think it's very possible to do a couple of arts activities on campus.
Definitely. From what I've gathered from friends that are doing the orchestra and whatnot, it's more about like, are you going to put in the time and the effort and like the passion, and that's really what's going to get you involved. So there's a lot of different opportunities. We just kind of hit the surface of what's available.
Yeah.
So our next question is, how do you find out about opportunities in the arts and other clubs and activities in the arts?
So as a freshman, when I came in, I had the same exact question, and so I was really interested in a lot of things, but also really looking to kind of explore my horizons and not just do the same things I did in high school. So I got really into things by going to the activities fairs that they host for freshmen, and I think it's like during O week, or if it's not O week, then it's like in the first week of class, and they basically set up on the main quad on each campus like gazillions of tables, and it basically every single type of organization, club, or activity has like a table, and you can talk to them, sign up for their listserv, and get information about meetings, and that's kind of like a great way to see what Duke offers all in one time, and then also figure out what you want to do.
I would also say, too, I'm part of a new group on campus called Artstigators. You know, a lot of times Duke is more known for being a school where a lot of kids go into finance and consulting, but there really is this group of students on campus that do have this passion for art. And one thing you'll find about students next year is a lot of kids at Duke, you know, like have a thing, this hidden artistic talent that they don't know about. So there are kids who are, you know, great singers, you know, excellent musicians of sorts, good artists. And so Artstigators is a new thing on campus. The name kind of goes back and forth. We investigate arts and we also instigate art movements. And what that means, like to give you an example of something cool we've done, one of my favorite things that we've done is we have this guy on campus, he's a comedian, he's in the Duke improv group, he's called Bus Stop Guy. And he does these ridiculous improv things on the guitar where he plays a song and makes up lyrics. So like some of the things we have done is we've gone to the bus stop where all the students congregate on like Valentine's Day, for example. We film a short video where he's like serenading people on the bus. But the thing that's cool about it is you're collaborating with all these different people at the same time. So we bring in people from the chamber orchestra that come out. We bring dancers, and that's kind of like a cool way of how we collaborate. And also we do more traditional type filming opportunities, like Me Too Monologues is something you'll hear about next year, where students submit scripts that are very personal and performers perform them. They're kind of monologues of sorts. So Artstigators has also covered that and done cool events like that. So be sure to check them out next year. It's a great group on campus.
I would also add to that, I think Artstigators are a great opportunity to learn more about arts on campus. If you're also interested in looking at like other groups who maybe like do like painting or singing or so, I know definitely get in on the Duke Arts email that comes out. They send out a big blurb every week about opportunities on campus for you to get involved, no matter what type of arts that you're in. And I think it's really cool. They actually have a day that I think a lot of Artstigators may be in on this too, but correct me if I'm wrong, Connor, but they bring out sometimes pianos or different spaces on campus during like a day out of the semester, and they just let students have at it, you know, out in the quad or right next to the bus stop, and I think that's really cool. It's really been growing a lot.
Great, thank you. So as you can see, there are a lot of different opportunities to get involved with the arts. I think what Patience and Connor were just talking about are great ways, and you'll definitely see that more when you get on campus. I just want to remind all of our viewers that this is an open question and answer, so feel free to use the chat box to send in any questions that you might have, and we're here to answer them. We're excited to let you know about the arts and humanities at Duke and can answer any questions in that realm. So our next question, let's go ahead and get to the next one, is what can you do with an arts and humanities major? This would be a really great question for seniors, so maybe Connor and Patience can talk about their studies and kind of how it connects to what they're going to be doing after graduating.
Okay, I can start. Sorry, I thought my mic was mute. So I'm a computer science major, so I might not be the best person to ask about this. But I do have friends that are involved in the Trinity School of Arts and Sciences. And computer science actually is in that department. And the thing you'll find about a Duke education, which I think is great, is that compared to a lot of other schools, it is very well-rounded, and you can become a jack of all trades. So the thing like that, I mean, like even if you are like an econ major or whatnot, if you pursue like a film certificate, the experience you'll gain from that will be huge. And also, too, the great thing about being an arts and humanities major is meeting other kids who graduate from Duke with an arts and humanities major, and like the alumni network is huge for that kind of thing. And really, honestly, like the question to this, what can you do with an arts major? Literally, you can do anything, which I think a lot of kids, when they come into Duke, are kind of scared when they pick a major. They kind of pick like a life choice, what their career path is going to be. And the thing about Duke, which is great, is because you gain this wide variety of skills, you can literally do whatever you want. You know, even if you do econ, the skills you gain there, kind of like the scientific rigor, can be applied to almost anything. So that's what I would say.
I would also say I'm a public policy major, so I'm underneath Trinity College of Arts and Sciences, and I feel like I picked my major because I thought it would give me the breadth of my skills to transfer whatever I decided to do was Duke. But I think definitely Connor's right. I mean, like, it's a liberal arts certification. I think you have room outside your electives and within like your major. There's so many cross-listed classes to take classes like within music, but it still be like related to like neuroscience and like it's plenty of things to do with it. As far as what you plan to do with your major post grad, if that's what you're asking, what your major can do, it's all about how you make effectively use your time here at Duke. Because I know a lot of people who work in like higher ed here who were fashion majors, you know, or who did something different. It's all about how you can market your time here and make the best of it. I would say. I think country.
Yeah, I would kind of second what Patience said because I came into Duke thinking like 100% I'm going to be pre-med, and I had like my entire like life set out basically in medical school and everything. And then I kind of had like an interest in the humanities and like in the fashion and writing and whatnot, but I didn't really see it as something that beyond like a hobby. And then when I came to Duke, I took like a poli-sci class, and then I took like a film class, and it kind of opened my eyes to the fact that you don't have to do just what's like a generic thing, or you don't have to do just what you always thought you were going to do, because Duke really gives you like the opportunity to explore it. And there's a lot of opportunities out here there, especially like now. The industry is just growing so much that there's probably going to be tons of jobs when we all get into the workforce that don't even exist right now. So it's like you can basically do whatever you want, really, if you just work hard enough and kind of like have a passion for it.
Yeah, I completely agree. As a humanities major, I feel like I really second what Connor says, that I feel like I can do anything with my degree, and I've truly learned a different way of thinking, a way of viewing the world, and that's been what's most valuable about my humanities education. There are a lot of really great classes that are cross-listed or interdisciplinary that can involve all different types of arts, but also arts and sciences. I have a really good friend that is doing something really cool with like neuroscience and art and kind of how that works in the brain. I also have another friend who remains pre-med but is also doing like an architecture degree. So there's a lot of flexibility and there's a lot of crossover, so it's not like you have to make one choice or the other. However, I mean, humanities are definitely like where my passion, where I found the most community and the most, or what has impassioned me the most at Duke. But it's definitely something where you can definitely find yourself in the middle as well, and I think a lot of Duke students do that. Connor touched on how a lot of people find new passions or really want to live out some of the things that they're very talented in, and Duke is a really good place to be able to kind of have it all. Does anybody else have any last minute comments on that before we move on to another question? Well, I would love to talk about one of our new spaces on campus, the Arts Annex, if anybody wants to kind of explain what that is. And also, if you want to talk about any other really big art hubs and spaces on campus, that would be great.
Yeah, so I guess I can tag a bit about what art is. I know a bit about. I don't go like frequently. I've maybe been once or twice, but it's generally a space for you like to engage and like any type of practice or arts that you do, whether you're into dance, they have a place for a dance studio. Where you're into painting, they have places for a painting studio. And I think for a lot of other visual art spaces on campus too. And they have a series of buildings and rooms for you to use. I know a lot of students, because I'm in a dance class, a lot of people like to go to their area to dance, like at night, depending on the times when it's open, they're pretty flexible with their hours and getting some time. I think it's also been interesting to see like places that aren't as like arts intended, like the gym. A lot of like dance groups and people like use out spaces in the gym to practice and utilize on campus. And then this semester I've been part of Duke's Small Town Records, and so I think that's also a good space too if you're looking to get into recording your art or be a recording artist, or if you just want to like have some experience. Say, hey, I'm a cello player and I want to go down and record like a track of me like playing the cello, so I can submit it to someone to do it. But just having that experience is kind of there's resources for you.
Yeah, I've heard so many. Oh, can you all see?
Yeah, we can see you.
I people just being able to use the space for their student groups, but also individually. One really cool thing about the art, they have canvases and paint just completely free of use for all students, so you can just go up and like sit down, stress reliever, or relax and just go and paint anything you want. That's always been really fun. And they also have annual events there with food trucks. So it's been a really cool space to watch evolve since I've been here, since it wasn't here when I was a freshman. And I'm really excited to see like how it's going to continue to evolve, because I think we really needed a place on campus that was really focused on just like being artistic, a space for student groups in the art to do performances.
I can add to that too. If you, I kind of want to reiterate the small town records point, because I think that's really cool. My roommate's actually a studio manager at Small Town, and really Duke, the facilities Duke have are incredible. Like this recording studio has like top of the line equipment, like microphones, like the recording soundboard is just absurd. I've seen it; it's huge. And so that's music, but obviously, like I'm interested in film, so a lot of times I rent equipment from the Cage, which is a place on campus. It's an old tobacco warehouse. It's really cool. But like today, I need to shoot a film for class, and I was able to rent out like probably a $1,500 camera. I got to get a boom mic. I got to get a lighting setup. That's unbelievable. And also too, there's these don't almost finish my point. Also too, like the editing facilities on campus are great too. Like in the library, we have like a multimedia project studio where you have pretty much also top of the line editing software, animation software, stuff like that. So I want to add that.
Okay, so we have another question. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to add too, like they're doing a lot of construction now, so I think like me and Connor as like seniors, we're not going to really see the brunt of all what's going to be offered to our incoming like freshmen next year when they finish like a lot of construction in the buildings. They're planning in a lot of spaces just for the arts. So like we're only seeing like a peak of that, but by the time if you do decide to come to Duke, you're going to like come into a lot of nice goodies when we leave out, and I'm kind of jealous about. So there's more to come.
Very true. Okay, we have another question. It's about what kind of performances happen in Durham, and what is the art scene like around town? Do either of you guys, like the seniors, know? Because as a freshman, I have not explored Durham enough to kind of answer this question.
Yeah, I could. Oh, go ahead, Connor. You go first.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. I live off campus this year, and I kind of live downtown, so I've kind of been able to witness what the music scene is in Durham, the art scene in Durham. I mean, Durham is really incredible, and the thing that I've liked about Duke, some of the classes I've taken, I took this one class called Media and Innovation, which involved us conducting like these mini documentaries of entrepreneurs in the Triangle, and a lot of them I got to meet these local artists in the area. So one of them being I did a piece on these two rappers in Durham called The Real Law and Professor Toon. And the piece turned out cool, but the thing is, like, you create these weird relationships. So, like, Professor Toon is this local rapper. He had, like, a concert in Durham on the weekend I got to go to. And some of the venues are cool in Durham because they all tend to be really small and intimate. Like, you have the Duke Coffee House, which is right on Duke's campus, which a lot of times brings in really cool local artists. You have the Pinhook downtown, which sometimes there are performers from Duke who like do perform there, which is cool, out of Small Town Records. So really, I mean, the scene in Durham is incredible. And also, too, something you'll find, because Duke is this old tobacco district, there are all these local artists that kind of paint up the buildings. So downtown tends to be really vibrant. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, and I would also just add on that we have a performing arts center, so Broadway plays will come, musicians will come, and I've taken advantage of that a lot. There's like discounts for students if you go like right before the show starts, and they have tickets still available. They'll sell them to you for a cheaper price, which is awesome. So I've seen Jersey Boys Broadway show, I've seen Wicked Broadway show, and that has been really fun. There's also a lot of like hubs, like a bar called Pinhook, that has a lot of really cool musicians and artists that are kind of like community there, own niche, but it's definitely there. There's lots of different arts festivals as well as really cool art studios too. So the scene in Durham is awesome. And then food, like I can't not talk about food either. We'll just put that under this hub as well. Durham's food is amazing. We're like one of the foodiest towns in America, and we live up to that name. I can give you like a long list of awesome restaurants. So there's a lot of things to explore in Durham.
I would say also like I constantly like travel around between like the Durham, Raleigh, Chapel Hill like mix. So like sometimes if there's not a show here at DPAC or like somewhere on campus that you want to hear someone come, because you also have to think you have big performances too, and they bring a lot of different like people in from dancers and just like artists who have like incredible visions. But I also go to the Cat's Cradle sometimes when I have like friends here, and if I want to set up a band, you know, that's only like not even 15 or 20 minutes away. So you have a lot of space here to utilize.
And then Jasmine actually asked about film festivals. Thank you for that question, because we actually just had a huge film festival again called Full Frame. I have a lot of those every single year and look forward to it. Students can get to awesome movies, and then they also have panels with directors and actors and things like that. And that's just like literally right in Durham. People travel from all across the country to come to this festival. So if you're a movie lover, Durham is also for you. And we also have like free showings of pretty like recent movies on campus as well. Like I know this isn't quite that recent, but we're having like a sing-along for Frozen coming up. And then they also play like recent blockbusters as well. And then sometimes even on the quad, they'll bring out a big screen so you can watch outside, which is really nice too.
Also, we just recently had a independent film showing screening type of thing that a Duke Junior, I think, just put on like a couple of weeks ago, and it presented, I think, around 15 to 20-ish films that were all student-made and independent projects. And so I went to see it, and it was really amazing because you got to see like a wide variety of like documentary films to clay animations to just like videos that were just about sound. So it was really cool. So even if you're not going outside of Duke, you're still finding a lot of like film-related stuff at Duke.
Yeah, and I would add on to that too. So talking about the Full Frame is the biggest documentary festival in the U.S., which is cool. But downtown, there's this really cool theater called the Carolina Theater, which was this theater. It was a stage theater. It was built probably like in the early 1900s, and now they converted it into a theater, and they only show independent films. So a lot of times there's really cool events that they have there. And I would also add there's a couple cool groups on campus, one of them being Screen in Society, which I encourage you to check out, because they a lot of times bring in filmmakers from all over the world and show these different type of foreign films, which are cool. And another cool thing about Duke, to go on and on, I obviously love this place. You know, a lot of the alumni, Duke alumni are very passionate about Duke and like to come back. It's like a cool thing that we had this past year is if any of you are fans of like Wes Anderson movies, Robert Yeoman, who is the cinematographer for all these movies, came to Duke and had like a personal screening of Moonrise Kingdom and had like a Q&A after, which is super cool. Opportunities like that are cool, and I remember one time, I forget what her name is, there's a Pakistani director who recently just won an Oscar for a documentary. She even came to Duke and spoke. So that was cool.
That's awesome. I'm really jealous that I missed that. So we have another question that came in, and this question is from Alexis. Are there any work study opportunities offered in the arts? And we also have another question about career opportunities and internships. So maybe we can just kind of talk about all of those things. So opportunities for internships, careers, as well as work study opportunities on campus.
Okay, so for internships, personally, because of what I was interested in, which was fashion-related things, Duke doesn't really have any fashion-related classes, but we do have like a lot of opportunities. Like there's a fashion magazine here called Form, and there's like also different medias. Like there's a competition that like a group was going to compete for. It's called like Duke Change Works, and they were related to doing things related to fashion. But I decided I wanted to do something related to like multimedia and like online stuff, and so there's like a lot of stuff that you can find outside of Duke, and what I found really helped was being a Duke student gives you a lot of credibility in the sense that they know that you're going to be reliable, you're going to work hard, and so a lot of the internships for online related stuff that I did, they were very like they're very interested to know what my school life was like at Duke, and so that kind of helped me get the internship. And then, do you guys want to talk about work study opportunities? I haven't really done any.
I can talk a little. I don't know too much. I know a lot of opportunities are listed on Duke List, but it's also like what you get through your email and what you see there. I know I've spent like most of my time working for Duke Technical Services, which has taught me a lot about sound as far as working in that. That's helped me in other areas, the things that I do on the side. But I think also if you're talking about internships and like how your work here at Duke can help you get internships in the city or in like New York or LA, like they have Duke in New York and Duke in LA, where they like if you're interested in film or like music or anywhere, any broad range of the arts. And also Duke in Chicago is pretty good, a good program as well, where you're able to connect with alumni or go and intern in these cities during the summer. I think are maybe also over the fall. I think at the time to do those programs, and that way you have like time of your own getting out to just focus on doing that and also take other classes. But it's also up to you. If you choose to do something outside of Duke, I'm pretty sure there's like someone within the alumni network or someone in the career center that can be helping you connect with people to get you out there. There's a lot of, especially a lot of major rec levels of me looking for interns who are enrolled at big four-year universities.
Uh-oh, I think Sarah accidentally left the group. Okay, so we're probably going to end on another question that was submitted through actually Facebook. A girl asked me if you guys could go back and tell yourself to do something different, to do something differently freshman year, what would it be? So, as seniors, what would you guys change? You want to start, Connor?
Sure. Yeah, that's tough. Let's see. What am I going to start with? There's a lot of things I wish I had done differently, I guess, freshman year. Certainly, for me, I kind of got caught up. For me, the adjustment to the Duke workload was kind of difficult for me, and so I had done theater all through high school, and it's something I kind of dropped when I became a freshman because I felt, and I guess I focused so much on the academia aspect. And a thing too, which I also realized in college, which I don't encourage against it actually, but I had the problem when we had the career fair the first week. There were so many groups I was excited about that I ended up signing up for all of them and not really getting entrenched in any of them. So I kind of, at the end of the first year, I was like, wow, I feel like I feel like I missed a lot. So that certainly would be something. Certainly not getting involved in the film stuff earlier, I regret, just because something I've really enjoyed doing this year. Yeah, doing things outside of your major, doing things that aren't always like seem like the most logical thing to do. Kind of the same thing again. If you're an econ major, doing extracurriculars that aren't related to econ, I highly encourage you to do those. And that would be, I guess that's my advice. Yeah.
I think also with that, you have 4 years here, which seems like a lot because you're just like going out of college. You're just coming out of high school now, so you're like, oh, like 4 years, that's going to be like nothing. And then it's going to fly by very quick, but it's really not that much time. So I really wish that like, I would have known about a lot of other opportunities, which is good that you guys are asking questions now. Like, I didn't know about Duman when I came in as a freshman and I found out about it too late. And it was really cool because I aspire to be a songwriter, and I've been songwriting for years. And Cara Diagardi came during my freshman year, and she like came and she reviewed people's songs and gave them feedback and advice. And she's people on that. And I found out about it way too late, and I didn't get like have that feedback from someone who's like won like multiple Grammys and has that experience with making it in the business as a songwriter. But I think most definitely I wish I would have known then, because I would have like recorded my material earlier and that's something I definitely wish I would have done as a freshman. But maybe it's a good thing.
As like a current freshman that's like ending freshman year, I guess what I kind of noticed I'm kind of regretting is that I didn't go out more as far as go out of Duke, because recently I've been exploring Ninth Street a little bit more and just kind of leaving the Duke campus more and finding, discovering Durham. And so Durham is pretty amazing, and just even Ninth Street, which is right off of East Campus, has so many like little cafes and bookstores, and it's just really cool places and people. And as like the year coming to an end, I'm realizing how like I'm not going to be have such easy access to it all, and so I kind of wish I had just explored more and been like a little bit more adventurous. Sarah, do you have any things that you would change if you could go back and talk to your freshman self?
Yeah, there's a lot of things, but I think specifically the arts and humanities. I just really wish I would have taken. There's like a few classes that I really wish I would have taken. That kind of like what Patience says, like you find out about it later and you're like, ah, why didn't I take this? So I just started recently taking a lot of classes in the English department, and I'd always planned on doing it, but I kind of put it off, and I've really missed some cool classes. Right now I'm actually taking a class on writing children's stories, which has just been awesome. And the professor is absolutely amazing, and she has all of these connections to publishing companies, and I'm just like hitting myself for not taking it a few years sooner or taking a class with her. And I also would have really liked to take advantage more of like the publishing, or of publishing some of my work, like poetry or writing, in a lot of the journals. There's a lot of different student-led journals on campus that publish creative writing, nonfiction writing, poetry, photography. So I think that would have been a really cool opportunity. And those are just a few of the things that I would tell myself to go back and change. But happy about my Duke experience, but as Connor and Patience probably know, here and the time flies by. And there's
Okay, so we actually have one more question. This is from Jasmine. She said,
all right.
A lot of,
so if
wait. Okay, sorry, things are breaking up. Jasmine wants to know if there are a lot of art galleries and museums around Durham or Duke exhibitions. Patience, do you want to answer this one?
I can take a crack at it. I'm not as much as your arts exhibition person, but I'll speak a little bit about galleries. I know there are a couple of strong galleries in town in Durham that I have some friends that I know that they go to. I think you also have to think of the National Museum. It's also a big like source here on campus. That's literally a bus ride or like a couple walks away to go and see a lot of great, like, interesting material from artists. And in addition to that, I mean, they have a lot of like departments in major areas to bring guest artists to campus, and they'll have workshops just for you to work with those artists and see what they do, or also go see them perform. So I think that's something you should definitely take advantage of here on campus as far as that goes. And I know a lot of people enjoy those opportunities.
Yeah, I would add too. I mean, the Nasher is a huge. I mean, a lot of it is sculpture, but they have paint exhibits that pretty much change probably every 2 or 3 months. So they've had some really, really cool exhibits there, and a lot of times some of the classes I've taken we've had to go to the museum on field trips to kind of, if it relates to an area of study in some way. But kind of talking about, art galleries around Durham and specifically around Duke, I mean, I would say that there's art pretty much everywhere around Duke. Like in the Bryan Center, I think it's the Brown Gallery. I might be getting the name wrong. But there's a gallery right in the center of the Bryan Center, which is the main student center on campus, where art is changing every week. When I was an engineer for computer science. In one of the main engineering buildings, there were always artwork being displayed. So pretty much around campus, you find art everywhere.
Yeah, funnily enough, one of my favorite places to see art on campus is the East Campus Bridge. A lot of people from the Durham community will come and do some graffiti art, some people even use it for like advertising for groups and stuff, but it's basically just, if you haven't been to campus, it's a bridge that has two separate walls that can be painted on, and there's a lot of creative and fun things, and it makes a bus ride really enjoyable. And it's cool to see a lot of like local artists. I know we just recently had somebody, I think that's a student at NC Central, which is a university just right down the road from us, who did some amazing graffiti work on the bridge that is just like honestly phenomenal. So there's even things like that too. Okay, I think that is it for our questions, and our chat is about to come to a close. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the people that tuned into this chat and for everybody that sent a question. And I want to give the floor one more time to Connor, Patience, and Heiza. If you have any last-minute words for our prospective students, maybe some encouragement about our humanities and maybe why Duke would be a good place to attend.
I guess I can start off on that. So as comments about humanities, I think whatever your choice is for schools, I think you should be confident in that it has a lot of opportunities for you. I think it's all about just knowing where you're at, because you could be at a school who could be very art centered and focused, but if you're not tapped in on what's going on, then you're still not going to get the most out of your experience. But I would say that I've enjoyed my past 4 years here at Duke, and I'm looking to take like what I've gained from my humanities, what I've gained from public policy in the field. I think directly for me, because I plan on going and working in arts.
Alright, so I think this is the end. Thank you guys again for all your questions, and feel free to like send us messages on Facebook or whatnot, or if you have anything specific and that was not addressed to you. So, chat. So thank you guys.
Yep. Thank you again. Just want to encourage you, if you haven't been to Blue Double Days, our last Blue Double Day sessions are next Monday and Tuesday. Please come and see campus and see all the amazing things that are happening in the arts and humanities. You can also, if you can't make it to campus, or even if you are making it, you should follow Duke students on Instagram and get kind of a feel for what campus is like. Duke University also has a main account as well. I highly recommend following those accounts. That are on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat. Really great way to get a peek into what student life is like at Duke. There's also some great hashtags you can follow, like hashtag Duke Students, hashtag Picture Duke, and then specifically for the arts, hashtag Artstigators. And we would really appreciate seeing all of your photos, so make sure to use those hashtags if you're taking pictures on campus, or feel free to send them into the Duke Student Snapchat. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope that we are able to answer your questions. And another space to keep asking questions is the Facebook page, where individually each of us would be more than happy to talk to you. Congratulations on your acceptance, and good luck with your decision. Bye.
Bye.